Welcome to RAD, a place where we spread awareness about dementia.
So just before we wrap up, you got any other information that you'd like to share with the guys behind the camera?
Yes. If there's young people watching this, you know, when you're young, you think old people are like, you can't imagine yourself being old. You just, you know, they seem ancient, right? So you kind of look at old people and think, well, what does it matter? But if it's your grandma or your granddad or your godmother or someone who's really precious to you, then you realise actually this is really important, because you see the person you've loved who's functioned their whole life and done really well and worked and raised children and driven a car, and you see them slowly slipping away, and that's when the personal story hits you. That's when you really understand what it is like to have someone in the family with dementia. And the most important thing, and I've seen it so many times with young people, is that they absolutely love their grandparent or their parent, and then they develop dementia and they kind of go, I'm not sure how to handle this. And so they kind of pull away and they go, I don't want to engage, I don't want to be involved. Later on, when that young person grows up and they really, you know, they have time to reflect on it, they really regret that they've pulled back from their grandparent. They wish they'd stuck with them and that they'd continued to show their love. So really, if you're living with someone in your family with dementia, remember to be incredibly patient and incredibly respectful. Always talk to them about the stuff they do remember, not the stuff they don't remember, and just be incredibly kind. And if someone, as part of their dementia, loses their language, or maybe even forgets who you are, or mixes your name up with your cousin or your sibling, that doesn't matter. They know that you love them and they'll remember that they love you. And that's important. So that actually, ultimately, with any disease, the thing to do is to say, how would I want people to treat me if this was me? And that's how you treat your grandparent or your parent living with dementia. If they're telling you something for the 10th time, you go, okay, that's okay. It doesn't help to growl at them, because this is a neurological disease. They're not doing this to be annoying or to irritate you or to piss you off. They're actually doing it because their brain doesn't function. Yeah. And so if you can distract them and talk about something else, and I always find that the most useful way of doing that is to remember what they used to know really well, because long-term memory is stored in the back of the brain and it's the last thing to go. So if you ask them questions about stuff they really know about, they can become the expert. And so when families talk to someone about the past or their memories from when they were children or their skills they had when they were a young person, they blossom. They feel respected and feel listened to. So if you're wanting to relate to someone in your family, an older person with dementia, ask them questions about things that happened a long time ago, because then they'll really enjoy that interaction. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all this information. It's been a lot of very useful information. Cool. And thank you for being on this series.
Yeah, it's my absolute pleasure, and I think what you guys are doing is really amazing.
I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, you can message us on Instagram at @RadThoughtThinkHealthcare, or you can also email us using the contact information at the bottom of the website.